fitting armor is hard to come by.
Hello guys and welcome to SMITE, Battleground of the Gods. Now today we are playing a warrior, and most community thinks that warriors are actually in a really bad state, you know, because warriors in fact do fall off when it comes late game, right? But you are one of the strongest in early to mid game, and you can be actually very decent with some auras and good pressure. Now how do we build warriors? Physical gods are very strong in SMITE currently because they can still buy Warding Sigil starter, which makes you extremely tanky in early game, okay? And that's why warriors are so good, because you can just pick a warrior with Warding Sigil and play very aggressive and get good value out of it. Now, after that we have many good choices, but the main choices are Jotun's Wrath, Contagion or Shogun Kozari. These are three of the strongest items in the game. So, if you play against 3 physical, like you do in most Conquest games, you can go like Warding Sigil or Bluestone into Contagion first item, and you're gonna be very good, because Contagion is really balanced. It gives you insanely good stats, very good aura, and you get bonus damage on top of it the more you get focused, and this is perfect for a warrior. Then you can buy Shogun Kozari, one of the strongest aura in the game, that gives you good stats, cooldown and strongest aura in the game. And if you have 3 or 4 physical gods in your team, Shogun Kozari can solo-handedly win you the game, because you're gonna simply out-damage your opponent team, and you can clear objectives 2 times faster, which is huge in Conquest games, right? Now, I usually go Jotun's Wrath my first item, especially in Arena, because you get Warding Sigil, right, makes you really tanky, and then you just go Jotun's Wrath for early to mid game. It gives you power, flat penetration, mana and cooldown, all the stats you need. And for example, Guan Yu get bonus protection not only for Warding Sigil and other items, but he also gets bonus protection from his third ability. So even if you go Jotun's Wrath, you can still be so tanky, which is the beauty of warriors. Most people do mistake and they don't buy a single flat penetration item on warrior or assassin. There used to be a golden rule of warriors: always go at least 1 flat penetration item, because this item allows you to have more pressure, more damage. If you don't have enough pressure as a warrior, you are not doing your job correctly. Your job as a warrior is to pressure enemy carries, like mages in Arena or assassins in Conquest. That's your job, that's why you have to rotate in Conquest, but in Conquest you can get punished for rotating, you know? It's all about counter building, really. In Arena, for example, it's all about counter building, resetting fights often, juking and so on, doing your job. Like, worst thing that can happen to a warrior is that the enemy simply ignores you and focus your allies. And that's why even sometimes you have to go some hybrid items on guardians, because, or at least you have to go cooldown, right? You know, you have to know how to get value out of your aggressive playstyle, and you have to adopt your build, right? Winged Blade is also really insane, which allows you to play more deep, more aggressively and get out, right? Always, when you go in, always make sure you have something up. Ulti for CC immunity, beats or amulet, or Winged Blade proc, right? You see guys how much value I get from my 3. I also get cooldown reduction from my 2 and my 1. So cooldown is actually really good on Guan Yu, right? Cooldown is actually essential stat in Arena. What people don't realize that Arena and Conquest have totally different meta. Not only most Conquest games have 3 or 4 physical compositions, meanwhile Arena has 3 or 4 magical compositions. And that's why the problem why they removed some of the hybrid items from the game. Because they were not bought in Conquest. Because Conquest is 3 or 4 physical gods and level advantage and snowballing. Arena, you usually have double mage and a guardian in Arena. That's why Voidstone, Runic Shield were all essential items. Runic Shield was great on a warrior against 3 magical compositions. Void Shield was insanely good when you have 3 or 4 physical gods in your team, just like Shogun Kozari, right? And there is so much things you can do, and there are so many good warrior items currently in the game. I'm not even sure why people are complaining. You have Contagion, you have Glad Shield, you have Shogun, you have flat pen items, Brawler's Beast is insane, Valor is still good. You have so much choice, right? It's nice also to go 1 Jotun's Wrath or 1 Valor for mana on cooldown. I usually go either Valor or Jotun's if I can. There are so many good items in the game currently. Contagion is actually one of the best items in the game if you can get value out of the passive. So you have to play aggressively with a warrior, just go in, and the more they hit you, the more they crowd control you, the more damage you do. You can go warding sigil starter to make you really tanky in early game, and you can go flat pin item in early, or you can just go Contagion or Ash, because this item is so good. There are so many good items currently in the game: Contagion, Shogun Kuzari, Pestilence, Winged Blade, Valor, Gladiator Shield. So this is a good hybrid build. We go warding sigil for early tankiness, double flat pin item cooldown, so we have enough damage, and then we just go juke item, physical protection, magical protection, and really good stats and auras. Contagion, Shogun Kuzari are two of the strongest items in the game, and then just a downbringer for fun, you know. I was missing 10% cooldown. I get 20 from Jotuns and 10 from Shogun. 10 more cooldown would be nice. What else? We could go Spirit Cloak or something like that. That's, you know, still interesting. When you have a lot of cooldown and you can use ulti a lot, and you can proc this every time you ulti and go in, it's pretty good.